But do you know of any city who has a department for pedestrians and public life? Do you know of cities who have documentations about how the city is being used by people, what they're doing, whether they're happy about it, and how many there were this year and last year? And the answer is that that is something which is not looked after by anybody. In some cities now, it's starting to be, but traditionally, the life in the city has been invisible. I do think, I'm talking about the past 50 years, I do think that now we have another important change of paradigm, where we have a set of new challenges. And my point is, I would say that what we want today is we want to have lively, livable cities, attractive cities, safe cities, and we need to have sustainable cities. And increasingly we need to have cities which invite for healthy lifestyles. So we have some big wishes and some important challenges which we have to address. And my point is that if we make cities for people, if we are sweet to the pedestrians and sweet to the rapid pedestrians who are actually on a bike, if we are sweet to these groups, we have a city which is more lively, more attractive, more safe, more sustainable, and more healthy. And look how healthy my grandchildren is on that picture. Why is it so important that we look after life in the city and we have good public spaces inviting people to meet other people? I'll not go much into it, but if you have pictures of empty cities and cities with people, all of you will at once be more interested in the people city. And also in our lives today, we have smaller households, we have more space in our living areas, and we are scattered more, and we have more and more privatized lifestyles, where everything, private car, private computer, private washing machine, private office, private secretary, private life, whatever. Everything gets more and more privatized, but always in the history of mankind, the public, a society side of man and the private side of man, they were always two sides of the same coin. And it's interesting today that whenever we make a good place for meeting in the city, people come in great numbers because other people and meeting people is a major interest in our lives. We need it. If we are good to the people in the city, we have a much more attractive city because we have a finer scale, we have less stress, we have less noise, less pollution, and then we have more of the biggest attraction in our lives, which is other people. In this new book of mine, I have a quote from an Icelandic Edda, which is 900 years old. It says that man is man's greatest joy. And it was at that point, and it still is. We know how throughout our life there's no object which is more interesting than other people. We watch people every day. We watch life throughout our lives. We can see little kids, the moment they can raise their head, they start to see what's going on. They don't play in the children's room, they play where the grown-ups are, where the activity are. They play in the living room and in the kitchen. They play also near the entrance, whatever. And throughout life we are watching people. These boys in Rome is doing the age-old thing of watching what is available in Rome. But it's a two-way thing, because the girls here, they also watch the boys, and the people who are being watched, they of course dress up for the occasion, and when they see the boys sitting there, they will be sure to walk in an interesting way, and if they are not noticed, it's a problem. So all throughout the history of mankind, all this play between people in the public space has been a major attraction. And I always thought that when you got older, you would stop look after girls. But that's not true, because what is beautiful remains beautiful throughout life. And people is the main attraction. And if we have people cities, we have more attraction. Also, if we are kind to people, we will have a safer city, because if there are people around, we conceive it as safer, and it is safer. People, Jan Gehl wrote in 1961 about the street watchers who, in the lively streets, there would always be people who were following from the houses what was going on. All this adds to safety. If you see a place with no people at all at night, or day by day, you think it's spooky, and why are there no people? Is there something wrong here? Maybe I better go to the other street. There is also a close relation between people-friendly city and a sustainable city. It is obvious that the more people walk and the more people bicycle, the better for the climate, for the pollution and whatever. But also there's a close link between good public transportation and good public realm, because you have to go to the tram and go from the tram or the train, wherever. So we always say that good public life and good public transportation, they are brothers and sisters. They are part of a new way of mobility, which we will be forced to embrace, because the oil is running out and the world is too small for all of us to. We cannot realize that in the mega cities of the future there will be room for having individual transportation with 4 wheels. So the whole era of the cars is about to fade, and we will see much better public transportation systems, and we will see that public realm will have a new importance.